My child, hear this urgent message that is not sent by chance, but by divine command. God Himself has stirred the heavens, and Archangel Michael has descended in full authority to speak directly to you. The words you are receiving right now are not simple words, not human inventions, but a transmission from eternity into your present moment. Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now. Something serious is about to happen. Do not hesitate. Do not delay. Do not postpone even for a single heartbeat, for heaven has already set the clock in motion. God says a secret property just became yours and the address will shock you. The very ground on which it stands has been written with your name. Hidden for years, concealed from your eyes, stolen by shadows that thought they could bury what was meant for you. But I, the Lord, have exposed it, and the time has come for you to see the photo, to witness with your own eyes what heaven is unveiling. Open it before it is too late, because delays are dangerous and the enemy would love nothing more than for you to miss your appointed hour. My beloved, there are moments in life when the world turns. When the unseen hand of God rearranges the map of your destiny, when what was withheld is suddenly released. When what was hidden is suddenly revealed. This is one of those moments. Heaven has carried a secret on your behalf. Something sealed. Something precious, something so astonishing that even you would not have believed it had it been told earlier. But now the curtain is being pulled back, and the truth cannot be silenced anymore. Archangel Michael weeps in urgency, his sword drawn, his armor blazing in light. He shouts with a voice that shakes the unseen realms. Do not ignore this, for this is not a gentle suggestion. It is a divine order. Open your heart, open your spirit, open your attention to this moment. The property that bears your inheritance has just been released. The document is stamped in heaven and its earthly evidence is rising before you. The address will shock you because you never imagined that such a thing could belong to you. But the photo will confirm what God has declared. This is not an accident. This is divine orchestration. God whispers, for years you were pushed aside, denied, and deceived. For years, others claimed ownership of blessings that were never theirs. For years, you walked with questions in your heart, asking me why doors stayed closed while others prospered. But my child, I am a God of timing, and I allowed certain things to remain concealed until the appointed season. Now that season is here. What was stolen is being restored. What was hidden is being exposed. What was kept away is being returned to your hands. This message comes not to entertain you, not to soothe you with vague comfort, but to prepare you for what is unfolding even as you read. Archangel Michael has seen movements in the spiritual realm. Angels stationed at the four corners of the earth guarding a sacred deed that carries your name. They have battled against forces that tried to erase your inheritance. Forces, that paid money in darkness to ensure that you would never discover the truth. But God says, no payment can erase what I have written. No human hand can what I have sealed. No scheme can undo what my will has established. The seriousness of this moment cannot be overstated. Something is about to happen and heaven is alerting you ahead of time. The secret property is not just a piece of land. Not just a building with walls and doors. It is symbolic of everything the enemy tried to strip from you. Stability, legacy, roots, identity, honor. The address carries a story, and when you see it, your knees will tremble, for you will realize that God has been closer than you thought, weaving every detail behind the scenes. Archangel Michael says, you must open your spirit to receive this. Do not treat it lightly. Do not scroll past it as though it were another fleeting thought. Heaven is watching your response. The angels are holding their breath, waiting to see if you will rise to this moment with faith or shrink back in hesitation. This property belongs to you. This inheritance is stamped with your bloodline. This revelation will shake the foundations of your understanding. God is speaking clearly, my child. When I bless, no one can curse. When I give, no one can take away. When I open a door, no man can shut it. This is why the enemy has tried so hard to distract you, to exhaust you, to break your focus. He knew that if you endured until this hour, you would see the manifestation of my promise. He tried to confuse you with lies, to blind you with false voices, to discourage you with delays. But you have held on, and now I am rewarding your endurance with exposure. What was hidden is being revealed. Listen carefully because this is urgent. Archangel Michael says there is a photo already marked for you. That photo carries proof, a glimpse, a heavenly stamp that cannot be denied. When you see it, you will know beyond any doubt that this message is for you. The address attached to that property is not random. It is tied to your life, to your story, to the very battles you have faced. It is a reminder that God wastes nothing. That every tear, every loss, every betrayal was leading you to this unveiling. God says, this secret property will shock you because you thought you had no portion left. You thought the doors were permanently closed. You thought the chapters were over. But I am the God who writes new endings. The God who surprises my children with sudden reversals. This will not only change your life. It will expose the schemes of those who thought they could erase you. Your enemies will watch in silence as I exalt you in the very place they tried to bury you. Archangel Michael raises his voice. Something serious is about to happen. Time is running quickly. The order has already gone forth in heaven and earthly manifestations are aligning. You must act with urgency. Open your spirit to see. Open your faith to receive. Open your eyes to believe what heaven is declaring. The atmosphere around you is shifting. Even now you may feel pressure. You may feel an unexplainable intensity because heaven's army is drawing near. The photo, the property, the address. It is more than information. It is a signpost, a confirmation, a divine map pointing you to your inheritance. You cannot afford to ignore it. If you delay, the enemy will attempt to cloud your mind with doubts. But if you respond, the doors will swing open with unstoppable force. God is releasing abundance. God is releasing restoration. God is releasing vindication. This message is your signal. The property is yours not because of luck, not because of chance, not because of human effort, but because heaven decreed it. And what heaven decrees, no power of darkness can undo. Archangel Michael warns again, open it before it is too late. The longer you wait, the greater the risk that confusion will try to steal your clarity. The longer you delay, the louder the lies will become. But if you obey now, if you embrace this revelation now, you will step into the blessing already waiting with your name on it. My child, believe this. You are standing at the threshold of a miracle that will not only shock you but silence those who doubted you. The property is not just an earthly possession. It is a heavenly sign of favor. It is God's way of showing you that nothing you endured was in vain. You are being prepared, positioned, refined. Now the unveiling is here. Heaven is watching. The angels are rejoicing. Archangel Michael is commanding. And God Himself is declaring the secret property is yours. The address will shock you. The photo will confirm it. Open it now before it is too late. And so I tell you with trembling reverence, do not take this moment lightly. You are not reading by accident. You are standing in divine timing. Heaven's order has gone forth. The unveiling has begun. My child, listen closely because the words you are about to hear are not ordinary words. They are not random phrases written in the air. They are not empty sentences meant to pass the time. They are a divine summons, a cry from heaven, a thunder in the unseen realm. And it is urgent for you to open your heart right now. Archangel Michael himself leans close, his mighty wings trembling with a weight that even he rarely carries. And he says with a tone that pierces the silence, I order you to open this right now. Something serious is about to happen. He does not speak this as a suggestion. He does not whisper it as an option. He commands because the urgency of this moment will not wait for your hesitation. It is bigger than your doubts, bigger than your delays, and greater than your fear. God says a secret property just became yours. A property you never searched for. A place you never thought was linked to your destiny. But heaven says it has been transferred, shifted, written into your inheritance. The address will shock you because it will not match the places you once thought belonged to others, nor the buildings you believed were beyond your reach. It will shock you because it has been hidden from your eyes until now. But God, who writes stories that men cannot erase, has placed your name there. He says, "See the photo. Open it before it is too late." Do you understand the weight of this? This is not an ordinary deed or an ordinary key. This is a supernatural unveiling of something that others tried to bury. Something enemies tried to conceal in shadows. Something that was meant to remain a mystery in dusty files and forgotten records. But heaven cannot allow you to walk without knowing. Heaven cannot watch you struggle while something rightfully yours sits untouched. That is why this message is louder than your doubts, stronger than your fears, and sharper than the silence that tried to keep you ignorant. Archangel Michael looks at you with eyes that burn like lightning, and he says, "My child, I was sent to protect you, to war for you, but today I am also ordered to reveal something that will change everything. A secret property belongs to you. There are people who knew it but wanted to keep you away. They wanted you to walk in circles. They wanted you to think you were abandoned. But heaven laughs at their schemes because today truth is being poured out. God says, you thought you were forgotten, but you were not. You thought the doors of wealth and ownership were closed to you. But I was preparing keys. You thought you were left without land, without inheritance, without a portion. But I say to you, a property has been marked for you, sealed in heaven, and it is time for it to be unveiled. This message is not just about bricks and walls, not just about streets and soil. It is about justice. It is about heaven saying that the lies spoken against you will no longer stand. It is about the exposure of documents, papers, photographs, and testimonies that tried to vanish into the darkness. It is about God saying, finally, I am exposing it. Finally, I am overturning what was hidden. Finally, I am pulling back the curtain, and you must see what belongs to you. Michael speaks again. Louder now, as though he cannot contain the command, burning inside him. Do not ignore this. Open this now. If you delay, if you walk away, if you pretend this is nothing, then the enemy will attempt to delay the unfolding of this miracle. But if you believe, if you open your eyes, if you stretch out your faith, you will see it come to pass. You are wondering how, you are wondering why, you are wondering where. Heaven knows your thoughts before they even leave your lips. God says the address will shock you. It is not where you expected. It is not where you searched. It is not where your enemies wanted you to look. It is in a place they tried to erase from your memory. But now it surfaces like a hidden island rising from the sea. Do you feel it? The air is heavy with revelation. Your spirit is trembling because somewhere deep inside you know this is not imagination. You know heaven does not waste words. You know that when God speaks, He speaks with purpose. He says a property just became yours. Not tomorrow, not years from now, but in this very unfolding moment, there is movement in records. There is stirring in files. There is shifting in ownership. And your name is being whispered in places where men said it would never be spoken. You see, God is not only giving you land, He is giving you a testimony. He is not only revealing a property, He is revealing His faithfulness. He is not only showing you an address. He is showing you His authority over the affairs of men. That is why Archangel Michael trembles with urgency, because he knows that this moment is layered with both earthly impact and heavenly power. God says, "My child, I do not want you to miss this." Too many times you walked past blessings thinking they were not for you. Too many times you let others' voices drown out my promises. Too many times you cried at night thinking you had nothing left. But hear me, this property is proof that you were never forgotten. There is a photo. There is evidence. There is a snapshot of what is yours. God says, see the photo. Open it before it is too late. He is not exaggerating. He is not speaking lightly. He is warning that if you do not open your spirit now, the enemy will try to blind you, to distract you, to throw smoke around your destiny. But if you open, if you listen, if you accept, nothing can stop this unveiling. Michael whispers again. Softer but sharper. You have no idea how close you were to losing it forever. You have no idea how hard they tried to keep this from you. You have no idea how many signatures, how many lies, how many hands moved to erase your name, but I fought for you. I blocked their arrows. I tore their documents. I pierced their lies. And now, child of God, it is yours. Your name is being etched where it could not be erased. Your inheritance is being restored where it was stolen. Your portion is being delivered where it was hidden. This is not only a physical property. It is also a spiritual symbol of restoration, ownership, and victory. Heaven is shouting, you have a place. You are not homeless in destiny. You are not abandoned in inheritance. You are not empty-handed in the eyes of God. Do you understand why this is happening? Because you cried when no one saw and God collected your tears. Because you prayed when you thought heaven was silent and God recorded your words. Because you trusted when everything looked against you and God stored your faith like a treasure. This moment is not random. It is not coincidence. It is divine timing. God says the address will shock you. It will shock you because it is connected to a memory you once thought lost. It will shock you because it will answer questions you never had answers for. It will shock you because it will prove that I, the Lord, orchestrated every step even when you did not see me. Michael lifts his sword high and with thunder in his voice he cries, "Do not let this slip. Do not let this vanish. Do not walk away thinking this is a dream. This is your reality. This is your miracle. This is your moment. The photo will appear. The proof will come. The shock will strike. But only those who open, only those who believe, only those who do not delay will see it fully. God says, open it before it is too late. My child, time is pressing. Heaven does not exaggerate when it speaks of urgency. If you wait, others will try to tamper. If you delay, enemies will attempt to insert confusion. If you turn away, the moment may pass. That is why the voice is so urgent. That is why the command is so sharp. That is why Archangel Michael's wings tremble. Do not doubt. Do not delay. Do not dismiss this. You are standing at the edge of a revelation that will rewrite your story, that will silence your critics, that will restore what was stolen, and that will prove that heaven has been watching you all along. God says again, a secret property just became yours. The address will shock you. See the photo. Open it before it is too late. And so I speak these words not as an echo but as a trumpet. Heaven has sounded the alarm. Archangel Michael has delivered the order. God has revealed the secret. The rest is in your hands, child of destiny. Will you open? Will you see? Will you step into what is yours? Because the moment is now. My child, listen carefully, for this is not an ordinary moment. This is not an ordinary day, and this is not an ordinary word being released into your life. Heaven has leaned close to whisper something into your spirit. And I, the Lord your God, am commanding you through the voice of my servant, Archangel Michael, to open your heart and receive this urgent message. This is not something to take lightly. This is not something to push aside until later. This is an urgent calling, a divine alarm sounding over your life, because something has been released in your name that the world will soon recognize. And if you do not receive it now, you may lose what I am granting you. Archangel Michael speaks with my authority. I order you to open this right now because something serious is about to happen. Do not doubt. Do not delay. Do not assume this can wait. Heaven does not speak without reason. And this message was not written to you by accident. You have been chosen to hear these words because a hidden truth has been uncovered. And what was hidden from your eyes is now being revealed under divine light. The secret property, the inheritance that was concealed, has just been unlocked in your name. My child, you must prepare your heart, for the address itself will shock you when it is revealed. For so long, they tried to keep this from you. For so long, the enemy whispered lies to make you feel unworthy, to make you think you were forgotten, overlooked, abandoned. But I, the Lord, say to you now, you were never forgotten. You were never overlooked, and you were never abandoned. Every tear you shed, I caught. Every prayer you whispered in the darkness, I recorded. Every time you said, God, why me? Why am I left behind? I wrote your words in my heavenly book. And now I have remembered you. I have chosen this moment to open the floodgates of revelation. This property, this secret that has been hidden from you is more than just land, more than just walls, more than just an address. It is a symbol of my promise. It is a physical manifestation of what I promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That my children will inherit lands they did not build, houses they did not fill, vineyards they did not plant, wells they did not dig. You are stepping into the blessing of generations, the inheritance of promise, and no one can take it away from you. For I, the Lord, have sealed it with my hand. But listen carefully because this blessing comes with urgency. Archangel Michael has sounded the trumpet of warning. Something serious is about to happen. The enemy knows you are about to step into your breakthrough. The enemy knows you are about to receive what was hidden and he is furious. He will try to distract you, discourage you, make you feel like this is not real. But child, hear me. It is real. It is yours and it is protected by heaven's army. You may be asking why me, God? Why would you choose me to receive something so unexpected? And I answer you with love because you have been faithful when others abandoned faith. You have prayed when others mocked. You have waited when others ran ahead. You have trusted me even when you felt nothing around you made sense. You have whispered, Lord, I still believe even when your heart was BR. No one saw the danger. You weren't just lucky. You were watched over. You were preserved and now I am speaking directly into the child inside you who was never allowed to speak. You didn't imagine it. You didn't exaggerate it. It happened. And the ones who were supposed to protect you chose pride instead of healing. Chose silence instead of apology. Chose denial instead of accountability. But you don't have to carry it anymore. That weight is not yours. That shame is not yours. That confusion is not yours. You spent so many years trying to figure out what you did wrong. You replayed the scenes over and over, hoping to find the moment you caused the pain. But there wasn't one. You didn't cause it. You were the target of their own, unhealed wounds. They projected their pain onto you. They expected you to be stronger than they ever were. They made you feel like love was something you had to earn. And now as an adult, you still carry the fear that love will leave. But I, your heavenly Father, will not leave you. I never left. Even when they did, even when they neglected you, even when they punished you for needing too much, there is a generational wound in your family, a cycle that repeats, a pattern that has passed through bloodlines unchecked. But you were born to break it. That's why it hurts so much. That's why it felt like you didn't belong, because you weren't meant to blend in. You were sent to end the curse. You were sent to walk a different path. You were sent to carry light into the darkness. And that's why they couldn't understand you. That's why some of them envied you. That's why you felt unsafe in your own home. But God says, I am healing the child in you now. The child who waited to be held, the child who longed to be believed. The child who begged for someone to say it wasn't your fault. It wasn't, and it never will be. The Holy Spirit is stirring the memories not to hurt you again but to heal you deeply. There is something divine happening right now. You can feel it. A burning in your heart, a shaking in your soul, because you're not just reading words. You're being seen. Heaven is opening the book of your childhood and writing a new chapter over the pain. The chapter where you are not silenced, but celebrated. Not rejected but restored. Not shamed but shielded. Every moment of pain is now being exchanged for peace. Every lie you believed about yourself is being replaced with divine truth. You are worthy. You are loved. You are chosen. You are enough. I saw when they looked the other way. I saw when they favored someone else over you. I saw when they excused the abuse. I saw when they gaslit you. I saw when they pretended it was your imagination. And I said nothing back then. Not because I didn't care, but because I was preserving you. I was building something inside you that would become your anointing. The same pain they tried to bury you in will now become the platform I elevate you on, because your healing is not just for you. It's for others, too. You are becoming a voice for the voiceless. You think you're broken, but you're being rebuilt. You think you're damaged, but you're being delivered. You think you're behind, but you're right on time. The enemy tried to convince you that your childhood pain meant you were cursed, but it actually meant you were powerful, because the enemy doesn't fight what doesn't threaten him. He saw the calling on your life before you did. He saw the prophetic voice you'd carry. He saw the healing hands. He saw the divine dreams. And so he tried to destroy you before you ever knew who you were. But he failed. You're still here. Still breathing. Still fighting. Still growing, still hearing from God. And now you're stepping into the full truth of who you are. God says, I am not done restoring you. I'm just getting started. I will make your name known in places where they mocked you. I will send blessings to the very address where they overlooked you. I will raise you up in front of the same people who said you'd never be anything, because I am a God of justice and I will not let your pain go unnoticed. I am balancing the scales now. I am pouring oil on the wounds. I am restoring what they tried to destroy. And no, they won't understand how you healed so fast. They won't understand how you still love after all that pain. But you will know it was me. It was always me. You are not forgotten. Your childhood did not disqualify you. The dysfunction you came from is not your identity. Your bloodline does not define your future. Heaven's DNA is now your portion. I am rewiring the inner beliefs. I am removing the voices of condemnation. I am silencing the echoes of old trauma. You are free. Not later. Now, right now, as you breathe these words, angels are being dispatched. The Spirit of God is hovering over your room. There is a deep inner shift happening. You are never going back to who you were. You are never going back to that pain. You are stepping forward into light. Into love, into truth, into me. I know what they did, but it's what I'm doing now that matters more. They saw a child to control. I saw a prophet to release. They saw a weak one. I saw a warrior. They saw a problem. I saw a promise. And my promises never fail. You may not get the apology you deserve. But you will get the peace they tried to take. You may never hear them say, "I'm sorry." But you will hear heaven say, "You are healed." You may never see them change, but you will see your life transformed because I am with you. And where I go, no curse can remain. Where I dwell, trauma cannot stay. And I choose to dwell in you. I'm not healing you just for survival. I'm healing you for revival. What hurt you will now help others. What scarred you will now shine. What broke you will now bless nations. You are not just a survivor. You are a vessel. You are a temple. You are a voice. And I trust you with this healing. I trust you with this calling. I trust you with this truth. This is about you. When you were a child, they tried to silence you. But I am giving your voice back now. Speak. Heal. Release. Shine. You are free. The time has passed. 3 hours are gone. Heaven waited. And now the shift has begun. The window has closed. The warning has matured into movement. And God says, what I am doing now, I do not need anyone's permission for, not even yours. You were warned. You were given clarity. You were touched by fire. You felt the urgency in your bones. And whether you listened fully or hesitated in fear, the appointed hour has come. The trap that was laid has been dismantled, but not without divine consequence. For God is not only exposing the woman who moved against you, He is now moving you beyond her reach forever. She had her chance. She had moments to repent. She had dreams that warned her to release your name. She was given flashes of her future should she continue to tamper with your destiny. But she ignored them. She laughed. She twisted truth. She thought her charm would shield her from divine judgment. She believed your silence was weakness. She believed heaven was not watching. But now she knows. Now they all know. God is not a myth. Your covering is not a fantasy. Your angels are not symbolic. Archangel Michael has drawn his sword, and the spiritual war has turned in your favor. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. This woman did not just offend you. She trespassed against God's anointed. She mocked your pain. She mimicked your calling. She placed herself in spaces meant only for those with clean hands and pure motives. But now the throne of heaven has issued a decree. The scroll of your protection has been unsealed. And those who touched your name in darkness will be touched by justice in daylight. There will be no more hiding, no more pretending, no more manipulation. The Spirit of truth has descended. The mask has melted. The spirit of deception has been exiled. And God says, I am now moving in power. You may start to hear whispers. Conversations that were hidden will surface. Screenshots will appear. Accidental messages will be sent. Confessions will come from places you least expect. People who doubted your discernment will apologize. People who once defended her will feel ashamed. The truth will spread not because you pushed it but because God released it. And when God releases truth, it cannot be contained. This is divine exposure. Not to humiliate but to liberate. Not to punish, but to protect the path of one who was obedient in silence. Heaven has marked you. That mark is permanent. That favor is sealed. No counterfeit can duplicate it. No liar can erase it. No spiritual thief can access it. And because of that, God is rearranging your circle. Do not be surprised if people leave. Do not be shocked by sudden distance. Some doors will slam. Some hearts will harden. It will feel painful, confusing, even lonely. But it is not rejection. It is realignment. These people cannot walk with you anymore. They have touched what is holy. And God is cutting the cord. He will bless you in front of those who try to curse you. Not to shame them, but to remind them you cannot curse what God has already blessed. And now the blessing is no longer delayed. You will notice favor multiplying. You will feel a surge in your intuition. You will hear the voice of God more clearly. Because the trap was not just a snare for your path. It was a fog for your mind. And now that the fog is gone, your vision is being restored. What once felt confusing will now feel obvious. What once drained you will now repulse you. The veil is off and you are not going back. There will be a restoration for everything you lost while trapped in emotional confusion. Time, energy, relationships, peace, focus, joy, creativity, health. God is returning it all. Not slowly, not eventually, but quickly, swiftly, divinely. Because you obeyed, because you trusted. Because you stayed quiet when you could have screamed. Because you chose to pray when you could have cursed. Because you kept moving. Even when your soul was heavy, heaven has not forgotten that. The angels never stopped watching. And now they are rejoicing. You have no idea how much was planned against you. You will never know how many times she tried to sow division in your relationships. You will never fully know how often your name was mishandled, but God knew and God blocked it repeatedly. Mercy surrounded you like a shield. But now justice takes its place. That doesn't mean revenge. It means removal. The woman who thought she could control your narrative has lost her access completely. Heaven has silenced her voice. Her words will fall flat. Her influence is being dismantled. Her allies are scattering. Her disguise is destroyed. And her assignment is cancelled. This was never just about her. This was about what's coming next. Because the enemy tried to stop what you were about to walk into. He knew your next chapter had glory attached to it. He knew your name was being brought up in high places. He saw the angels circling your home and he panicked. So he sent someone who looked like light but carried shadows. He sent her to make you question your worth, to destabilize your clarity, to distract you at the exact moment of breakthrough. But she failed, because God stepped in. And now you walk into the greatest unlocking of your life. New doors, unseen provision, unexpected allies, prophetic connections, and yes, the spiritual promotion you were denied before, it's coming back with interest. You will be honored. You will be elevated. You will be protected in public as you were protected in private. And you will stand taller than ever. Not because you forced your way up, but because God lifted you. He is exalting the rejected. He is raising the one they overlooked. He is spotlighting the faithful. And that means you. This is the season where your name is redeemed. Not by man but by God. This is the hour where the oil flows freely. This is the divine chapter of restoration, revival, and recognition. No more delays. No more waiting. No more confusion. The trap is broken. The trapper is exposed. The truth has arrived and you are walking free. Free in your identity. Free in your gifts. Free in your calling. You are not the same. You never will be again. The fire has changed you. The storm has built you. The betrayal has positioned you. And if you're wondering what happens to her now, God answers, I will deal with her myself. You stay focused on your healing. You stay focused on your journey. Let me handle the consequences. I need you to focus on the assignment. I am assigning angels to remove her residue from your mind. I am detoxing your heart. I am flooding you with peace. Don't look back. Don't re-engage. Don't try to understand it all. You're not called to explain it, you're called to escape it. You were given mercy so you could walk into your miracle without stains, without shadows, without shame. Archangel Michael remains by your side. He has not left. His wings are still stretched over you. The battle has ended, but the guarding continues because your next chapter is big. It's beautiful. It's divine. And heaven is making sure no weapon formed against you ever prospers again. Not through this woman, not through anyone. You are sealed. You are safe, you are sent. This is about you. Not someone else. Not a stranger. You, the one reading these words right now. There's a reason you're here, a reason you were drawn to this message. This moment is not a coincidence. Heaven orchestrated it. God says this has everything to do with what happened to you when you were a child. The thing you buried. The thing you never told anyone. The thing they did to you when they thought no one was watching. But God saw. God knew. God never looked away. This moment is your divine appointment. This moment is where the silence breaks. This is where the healing begins. When you were a child, your heart was so pure. You trusted easily. You smiled often. You looked up to those who were supposed to protect you. And yet, something happened. Something that changed you forever. It wasn't fair. You didn't deserve it. You didn't ask for it. But they did it anyway. They broke something sacred. And they walked away as if nothing happened. You grew up pretending you were fine. You wore a mask of strength. You became the strong one, the quiet one, the one who doesn't complain. But inside, a part of you froze in that moment. A part of you stayed stuck in that place, crying out for justice, for answers, for rescue. God says, I heard you. Even when no one else did. I heard your soul scream. I heard your tears speak. I saw the way they overlooked your pain. I saw how they made you feel invisible. I saw the lies they told, the manipulation, the gaslighting.